So, I'm here to talk to you today about a common reference of nailing your message. That's right, a common reference of nailing your message. So let's look at that sentence, shall we? A common reference. Common. 1 point, not 5 or 6 best practices. At the end of the day, what is that piece that you want to make sure everybody's on the same page? Reference. Where do you go get it? At the end of the day, you got to have that common piece that people can go and reference when you're giving speeches and talks. So a common reference. And then we continue of nailing your message. As trainers, we're tasked day in and day out to stand in front of MITs, area directors, boards, etc. And we have a message. Whether that message is something with regards to Serve Safe or a cultural piece or whatever it is. What is that message? And we got to nail it because they're there. We're representing the brand. We're representing the culture. So here we are, nailing your message. And that's what I say, a common reference of nailing your message. Again, a common reference of nailing your message. And so my friends at Chart, I have officially given you the acronym for the word acronym. A common reference of nailing your message. I mean, that's what we need to talk about today. We need to find that one acronym that becomes that filter for your training department and build on it and make it happen. Because at the end of the day, we get blamed for a lot of acronyms. That training manual has all these acronyms in it. We heard Kurt up here yesterday say acronyms. And whether it's a simple acronym as AD for Area Director or FIFO or whatever, we are using them to help support our training material, but at the end of the day, we have to find that one acronym and make it happen. So I challenge you. Now, how do you do it? I've been with Ovation Brands for about 15 months now, and it was one of the pieces that the team and I really focused on when we began, and that's what I want to talk a little bit more about today. We reached out and said, okay, what are the core values? What are the mission statement? What can we do to reflect the culture? Support office brainstorming. I say it all the time, it looks good from my living room, but at the end of the day, if out there where the rubber meets the road, it's not embraced passionately, it's just not going to work. And so really getting teams involved within the support office. And then operational brainstorming. Again, you don't want it to become that, yep, training department just sent me something. You want something where they're excited about it. Okay, so what is your word? And I'll share with you what our word is. It happens to be rule number 12 yesterday, smile. And as we look at it, we say, okay, smile. Whether you're a baby boomer, Generation X, Y, Z, we love that word because you just need to walk in and have a smile on your face. It's about the DNA. We've talked about that. We just got to make sure it's all about smile. But then you dive in a little bit more. And this is the stuff that as we talked to our operators and understood what was important, I love the word smile because it begins with an S. And that's all about service and hospitality. And so that's where it needs to start. We heard it passionately yesterday. And we talk at hospitality suites and all over the place about the importance of making that real connection. And so having it in our world to say it's the first letter of the acronym that becomes our principal focus of when we create materials is just an outstanding way to begin. M is menu. We know at the end of the day they're coming in to eat. We need to make sure we're focusing on that. I is impeccable. You know, a lot of people say, yep, we're going to continue to raise the bar. We want to make sure at the end of the day where we're going to. And it's not, I've got impeccable curbs because I did my walk and I made sure there were no cigarette butts out there. It's also, I have impeccable attitude that when I see a guest walk through my door, I am greeting them with the biggest smile and I'm getting it and I'm understanding the culture. L is laugh and fun. At the end of the day, it's not worth doing if you're not having fun. That's an exciting piece. And again, we love at the end, it's execution. Because if you don't have the first four, there's no way to even attempt the E and execute it. Now, the cool thing for us is that when you figure this out, and it doesn't happen overnight, it takes while you working with your teams to then slowly inundate it and work it in your materials and be proud of it. Be proud of this is our acronym. Because again, people will come back at you and say, you're all about, yes, but this is our acronym. This is the acronym that culturally, from a training, we really want to focus on. And so it's up on our wall in our training room. Every new MIT gets it and sees it. We focus on creating our material around it. It's on every single name badge at every single meeting and conference that we have. And we joke about it. We say, hey, what's our acronym? Look down, please. And they look down because we want to make sure they're engaged. Smile updates. That's our name of communication to everybody. When we write something out there and put in weekly communication, we call it smile updates. We want to make sure. The biggest buy-in from the operators is that instead of pre-shifts, rally alleys, we just say, we got to make sure we're checking your smile when you come in and when you leave. Let's make sure we're checking the smile. Okay? Again, updates, communication, whether it's thank you cards, at the end of the day, having it throughout. This is our wall of smile. It's the wall in which all of our MIT photos are posted. And so when new MIT classes come in, they look up on this wall of smile. And again, some people, it takes a little bit longer. I actually got an email last night from a vice president that was sent out to his team saying, make sure you have your smile meetings. It was one of those moments when you realize ops is getting it and they're really working with you and collaborating. So again, I say to you, don't know what it is, but find it. Work with your team. Find that one acronym that's a common reference of nailing your message and make it happen. Thank you.